All right, welcome back to day number 39. And today we took minus half our loss overall. And I actually did three trades, but I'll go into that in a little bit. So let's start with the daily. So the daily chart was looking bullish, in my opinion. I was expecting us to go to these highs today. Well, the day is not over yet, but I don't think we'll go now. There was this order block right here, but it's been touched already and we closed inside it, so I was kind of disregarding it. But if we look at the 12-hour, you can see that we closed above this and we were inside a 12-hour order block. You can also see that we respected, let me just zoom in a little bit, that we respected this fair value gap right here and then formed the order block. The 4-hour, it's looking all right-ish. It's a little bit messy, if I'm being fully honest. But still, in an uptrend, you got this fair value gap getting respected. And, it's just in an uptrend right now. So anything from here to here is still an uptrend on the 4-hour. The 1 hour was the one that's looking bearish. It's probably the only one because you got this low getting taken out and these fair value gaps right here. And still internally, I thought we were moving bullish up until this fair value gap up here. And this is a 15-minute order block. Or we would sweep these highs. So if we go on the 15-minute, and in these two candles is where I did my first trade, you can see that the 15-minute was bearish, and that we then switch up to bullish. We touched this, and now we're just raging from this low up until that high. So keeping in mind this candle right here on the 15-minute, I decided to enter on this trade. So you got this breaker right there, and then you got this low, and then I was targeting actually much higher. I was targeting these highs right here, more or less. And you can see that I actually sold here. So I waited for all this chop and I sold here, down here, for a minus half hour loss, because on the 15-minute, I didn't like these wicks right here. So we've tried several times to break the structure and then we didn't. But then I decided to close there, and you can see that after that we just went up. I decided to re-enter here because technically the 5-minute was still bullish because we didn't close below this candle right here. So this low was just getting swept, and we haven't closed below it. So we were still bullish, talking about structure show from this low to this high. And then I see the 1-minute, like I was saying, do this. I see it respecting this fair value gap, and so I decided to enter on this candle opening, more or less. So I had this idea in mind: stop loss there, stop loss here, and then again I was sort of aiming for the highs because for me it was still looking bullish. The only problem was I kind of forgot about the 1-hour fair value gap that aligned with the 15-minute order block, and I noticed it in time. So what I did is I took profits up here on this candle, and that was me breaking even for the day. But this trade was sort of to compensate the reason I closed this one earlier. So it was still technically the same trade because I took it. The overall risk was 200, and then I took 100 off here and then another 100 here. A risk. I took these two risks. So that would be a 1 hour. So then I decided, you know what? Since I entered with that premise, let me watch again and let me look for breaks of structure on the 1-minute and target the highs again. So for me, I actually saw this wrong because I had too much lines, too much position tools on the chart, and I saw this wrong. I thought this was a close above, and I decided to enter here with the stop actually somewhere around here, and you can see that the next logical place to put the stop would have been below this, not here. Again, I thought that was the low. I thought it was below that. And then again, same target, which was somewhere up here. We ended up going, and this one was half risk, so this one was $100, and it ended up taking me out for minus 105. Now, I know that this TP right here was sort of intuitive, but because this was very choppy action, I was starting to get emotional, and I just wanted to take profits here, up here, and just be like, okay, I'm break even. I'm fine with that. Let me now take a step back, reassess the day again. And I should have waited more, if I'm being honest. So just to give you sort of like an example, I know I was probably being tagged out here, but I should have waited more and taken a setup like this, probably. I know it goes to stop loss, but at least it would have been more in plan on the 1 minute chart, because this didn't close and internally we were moving bearish. So next logical thing to do was to wait for a market shift, which you got here. If I waited for the close, I would have gotten an entry. So I think, if I'm being realistic, I would have entered here. Stop goes there, and I would have probably put the TP somewhere up there. So still a loss, but this would have been in plan, not like this one. So that's it. Minus half our day. Not bad considering that all of this chop, all of these wicks that could have tagged me out. Not bad. Just here that I failed to execute, and here where I exited prematurely. I just should have waited a little bit more. That's it for day number 40. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you tomorrow.